We've already had Google Stitch for AI design. Before that, we had Figma Make. And now, Anthropic just dropped their own AI design tool. It's called Claude Design. So in this video, we're going to see what Claude Design is, how it works. We are also going to make our own design system using Claude Design and show you every step along the way. Let's get into it. Claude Design was launched by Anthropic Labs in 17 April. So after it launched, it went pretty viral, almost got a lot of impression on Twitter, and people are going crazy about it, saying it is going to replace the designer. Claude Design is powered by their most capable vision model Opus 4.6, which was also released a couple of days ago. And basically they released this model because it has the most visioning capabilities among all Claude models. They also released the Claude Design for specific for this purpose. In their demo video, they're showing it generates both web and mobile app, and it honestly looks good. So design with Claude Code. In their release, they're saying even an experienced designer have to rush in exploration. There's really time to prototype a dozen directions, so you limit yourself to a few. And for founders, product managers, and marketers with an idea but not a design background, creating and sharing those ideas can be daunting. Claude Design gives designers room to explore widely and everyone else a way to produce visual work. Describe what you need and Claude builds a first version. You refine through conversation, inline comments, direct edits, or custom sliders made by Claude until it's right. When given access, Claude can also apply your team's design system to every project automatically, so the output is consistent with the rest of your company's design. So basically, it's almost same as Claude Code, but now you just have a visual reference of what's changing, because you cannot do that in the console or not even in the Claude Code desktop. So this basically brings this visualization to you as you build your web app or your slides or stuff like that. So Claude is designed for realistic prototypes, basically high fidelity design, product wireframes and mockups if you want just wireframe and mockups, not exactly high fidelity design. And also, as they mentioned above, design exploration, basically you can create different variants of your design to basically choose between which direction you like more and then explore that path more. And you also can design pitch decks, slides, and also marketing materials like maybe social images that you want to post, different materials for your product. And frontier design, which basically means 3D assets like using shaders, interactive 3D graphics for your website or your app. So those are the capabilities that Claude has. They also then talk about how it works. During the onboarding, Claude will ask you for company information like a logo, your color, and stuff like that. Build a design system for you. They will basically reuse it for all the other sessions that you're going to be creating. And you can also import from anywhere, start from a text prompt, upload images and documents from other sources, and then you can also export this design into Canva and other platforms. And also you can collaborate with your team members. You can export it to Canva or PowerPoints, anything like that. For example, if you're generating slides, you can import it as PowerPoints if you want to use PowerPoint in the end, or you can also export it as PDF and stuff like that. And finally, if you're happy with your design and if you want to build it in an actual product rather than being just a prototype, you can ask for a handoff bundle. They'll generate a single instruction file that Claude can use. So that is sort of like the main capabilities Claude Design has. Right now, Claude is available for Claude Pro, Max Team, and Enterprise, and it is only available on web. So you can just click on claude.ai/design and it will take you to the Claude Design platform. As you land in here, you see there is two split layout here. On the left side, you have the prototype, slide deck, from template, and other, basically selecting the functionality that you want to use. And prototype even has two different functionalities like wireframe and high fidelity. Wireframe is basically high level design, and high fidelity is where you have detailed design for your app or website. Before you start any of this, the action that it wants you to take is set up design system, because that's where it gets your brand information. So when you click on it, so when you come to create your design system page, first it's gonna ask you for your company name. So in this case, I'm going to call it Skillforge. You can also link your GitHub code base or from your local repository. You can also include that. Basically, Claude will then read your code base to extract brand information for you. You can also upload Figma file. Basically, if you already have your design system defined in a Figma file, you can import it here as well. And you can also add your fonts, logos, and other things like that. So I'm going to add a logo for Skillforge, and you can also add your additional brand design notes if you have any. So once you're done with updating your information here for your brand. You can click on continue to generation. So it's saying it will take about 5 minutes to generate your design system. So you can basically click on generate, and once you click on it, it's going to go through each of these steps. As you can see, exactly like Claude, creating a to-do list, and it's going through each of this step to gather your brand information or brand design system. You can also see the design files here, the uploads, the asset, the logo that we just uploaded. It will show up in here, so it looks correct. You can open it in here. You can also preview the brand logo. So it's sort of like a file explorer here, which is great. I think this is very handy. And there is also a way for you to add comments and stuff like that if you're collaborating with your team members. So it's been going on for more than 5 minutes now, and you can already see it's already generating our design system files or assets, and it was also verifying the results, which was really amazing. And it listed out all the design information that is trying to extract, or the checklist that is trying to build. Like it's also generated the preview of our logo or the trademark. And it's also flagged that we did not add any brand fonts, so it's just going to use a substitute fonts, which is fine with me. We did not add any file in our design system when you're creating the design system. And you can see the app UI kit. It's generating the preview of the app, which is amazing. You can see how the design system is making the app look and feel. I think this looks great. Then you have the marketing UI, basically for landing pages, how it may look in the landing pages. And also it's creating the preview of the fonts, preview for the color palette, spacing, even visualize the spacing, which is amazing. And also the core components like the buttons, inputs, badges, cards, nav and progress bar, toasts, and also the brand mark, lockup, and even iconography. So I think the way they approach this preview or the design system preview, it's really amazing. It's very refreshing. I don't think anybody else is doing this. So I think they've really thought through the product, which is amazing. I really love this. And you can even pick every single item here and say, okay, this looks good or needs work, and you can basically add any kind of comments, and then Claude will basically address your comments. The UX just feels so much better than Google Stitch. Also asking me to review the design. Basically, if I don't like anything, I need to update it. So what I'm going to do is, this is definitely good design, but I have different things in mind. So what I'm going to go is, I'm going to get design.md, and I'm going to copy the design of Zapier. This site gives you a design.md file from all the popular websites who has a very good defined design system. So you can just basically pick any design system that you like, and you can just copy the design.md file, and then you'll be able to grab all the necessary information for that particular brand. In this case, I'm copying Zapier. I like their design aesthetics. So I'm going to go to Claude Code, and I'm going to paste this MD file, and I'm going to ask to use this as our brand guideline. We should have done this when you create the design system on the very first page, where you have the additional notes. But for you to show what it generates by default, I didn't do this. But when you are actually building your own design system, make sure to add this if we have your own design.md file in the additional notes or as a comment to Claude, and it should address it, because every time you try to update your design system, it takes a while. So I think you should do this beforehand. I'm going to go ahead and do this and say update the design system based on this, and we'll see what it generates. So as you can see, it's already created the to-do list saying rewrite colors and type.css with Zapier inspired tokens, rewrite readme, update preview cards, update UI kits, update skill.md. Amazing. Already extracting the information, and now it's applying those new design guidelines that we have. This is a very good UX for creating your own design system. You get to visualize everything. You have so much more granular control over it. So after some time, Claude has updated our design system based on the design system that we provided, and you can see now it's basically verifying, which is cool. The design is insanely good. I think it really nailed it. Like, you can look at the app UI kit. This is so good, right? This is amazing. Like, look at the design. It looks so much better. And you can see the marketing UI as well. They also generate like a landing page here, which is insane. The landing page quality, look at that. It's gorgeous. And it also has a display type. All the other component has been updated as well. The spacing is also updated. The button, nav bar, toast, iconography, even the icons are looking so refreshed. Lockup, logo marks, all of those are updated, and it has generated all of those files inside this design files folder. So basically this will be referenced in all our future projects so that it can basically utilize those. So this looks good to me. This is, like I said, I'm really impressed by the design. I think Anthropic did really good job here. So I'm going to click in here to start a new design using this system. So when I click on this, I'm going to go to another tab. I'm now in a new project setup. I have the design system already being selected from the design system that we just created. I'm going to call this Skill Forge landing page hero section. So I'm going to then create the high fidelity mockup, and I'm going to give it instruction on what to do. So what I'm going to say is create a hero section for our landing page, add a interactive 3D globe that shows people around the world deploying agent and lines getting animated from one part of the world to another. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just gonna generate a hero section for now, and we'll see how well it incorporates our newly created design system. And by the way, you can also select your model from this drop down in the chat. Usual stuff from Claude if you used Claude before, but if you haven't, you can basically select your model from here. And I'm going to click on send, and now it will basically generate our hero section for our landing page based on the information that we've provided, and based on the video it should be able to generate good looking 3D assets. So we'll also see how good that looks. So when I asked it to generate this 3D asset, now it's asking me some questions saying, wait, Skillforge is a learning platform. The brief mentions deploying agents. Which is the actual product? So I'm going to say Skillforge, a learning platform. See new agent product, but use Skillforge visual. Okay, so it's trying to guess the information. Basically, we did not give any information about our product on the branding design system. We just used the Zapier design system. That's why it doesn't know exactly. So I'm going to say it is a AI agent marketplace that lets sellers to sell their so I've given it a little bit of context about what the product actually does in terms of functionality. You should do this before when you are creating the design system, but like I said, I initially wanted to just start from scratch to show you what it generates by default, but you should add this when you're creating the design system file in the beginning. So I'm going to give it that, and it's also asking me to pick a visual style for the globe. I'm going to select this one, and it's asking me which should the globe auto rotate. Yes, I'm going to select slow, continuous rotation, drag to rotate, scroll to zoom, hover a city dot, tooltip. It's asking me how interactive should the globe be. I'm going to say just animated arcs, no interaction. I really don't want to interact too much. So then it's also asking me how many lines we want here. I'm going to increase it to maybe 25. Yeah, 25. And it's also asking me to pick a hero layout. This is great, right? This is really amazing. So I'm going to pick the layout. Which tweaks would be most useful? I do not want think, and it's also asking me which parameters I want to basically control. So I'm going to say maybe arc speed and also arc density, and it's also asking me if anything else do you want to add. I'm going to add the nav bar at top just to make it look clear, and you can also add additional context if you want to provide it. I think that should be fine for now, and I'm going to continue, and now it will take in our feedbacks and it will generate our hero section. So Claude just generated the hero section with the 3D animation. So it kept the layout based on the way we choose the layout. So you can see the globe animation, the 3D animation is on the left, and you can also see the tweaks here, like you can upgrade the arc speed, you can increase the arc density, like maybe fewer arcs, more arcs. You can also control them. You can also hide the tweaks, and you can also add comments, you can edit, you can draw, all of the things that you can do if you want to provide feedback. I think here the design is looking great. The globe aesthetics or the design of the globe is really good. The precision of the arcs is not that good. We can definitely tweak and make it more perfect, but overall the landing page layout is looking really great, and the design aesthetics it's respecting the design system that we just built. And you can also present it, or you can even open it in a new tab. If you open it in a new tab, you can basically interact with it like a real application. So you can see on the preview mode it's looking a lot better. We can definitely tweak the design here, but for me I think this is really good. The quality that we're getting here just with like a single step, this is like the first iteration, this is really amazing. And Even you can see the interactive thing like numbers going up, and you can also see the agents getting deployed and auto updating in here. It's lots of amazing stuff. I'm really happy with the design, and we can continue generating different sections based on this, and it will always use our design. So this is like a different project, but it's still using that design system. And like I said, this is the first thing that we generated. This is our first project, and you can see it generated those apps and the home page and stuff like that, and also like a marketing UI page. This is separate, this is not the same, right? We could also add the globe in here and it would also look great. So we basically created a separate project. Maybe you want to do it for mobile app, so you can do that as well. So once you create the design system, you will be able to reuse it every other project that you have, and you can then, and once you're happy with the design, you can export this as PDF, as PowerPoint. You can even send it to Canva. You can download it as a zip file, and you can also export it as a standalone HTML. So you will get an index.html file that will be able to preview in your browser, or you can hand off to Claude Code, right? So I think most of us will do this, hand off to Claude Code. The overall UX of Claude Design is really top notch. I'm really liking this product, and I'm already having a lot of ideas in my head that I want to play with. So I think I'll keep you guys posted. Obviously, I'll definitely let you guys know how that exploration goes. And the UX that Claude team has come out with is actually really making a lot of sense to me. So I think this UX gives me much more control over the design, and also the way it's basically generating the design and the way it's presenting it to me feels much more logical and cohesive. One drawback is it's taking much longer than Google Stitch. It takes almost like 10 to 15 minutes every time. So in short, I'm very impressed with Claude Design, and I'm going to explore it more. I encourage you to check it out as well. Suggest you to play around with it as well. So that is it for me today, and I'm going to see you in another video.